CBS News has learned that Steve Bannon is expected to turn himself in on Thursday to face charges in New York State. The one-time political advisor to former President Trump, who still advises him, was indicted on federal charges in 2020 for allegedly defrauding donors with a fundraising campaign to build a wall along the southern border. Mr. Trump pardoned Bannon hours before he left office, but presidential pardons only apply to federal cases, not state prosecutions. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now to work through all of this. Scott, what more can you tell us about Steve Bannon's decision to surrender?
Well, typically when criminal defendants surrender, they do so to avoid the spectacle of arrest. But, John, if history is any indication, Steve Bannon does not try to avoid spectacles outside courthouses. And how do we know that? Because there are any number of legal issues he's faced and any number of courthouse doors he's walked through in just the past few months. This local prosecution in New York, first of all, comes years after a federal prosecution of Bannon for allegedly taking money that was supposed to go through a nonprofit to build the border wall and was instead, according to the Justice Department, used on personal expenses by Bannon and by his co-defendants. You'll recall in the final moments of the Trump presidency, Trump's former campaign aide and White House aide received a pardon from the former president. But then there's this other criminal case in recent weeks. Steve Bannon was convicted at trial of contempt of Congress for snubbing the House January 6 Select Committee, which had subpoenaed him. He's facing sentencing in that case, which has a mandatory minimum of 1 month prison time, likely later this fall. So he's juggling any number of legal battles simultaneously. Add this one in New York.
So normally, Scott, when we talk about your incredible knowledge of the different January 6th members who are facing legal prosecution. So I want to ask you about that. The Oath Keepers founder, Stuart Rhodes, will stand trial later this month in what could be one of the highest profile prosecutions. What can you tell us about that?
I'll go a step further, John. It is the highest profile prosecution by far. Stuart Rhodes, the founder of he's the founder of the Oath Keepers. He's charged with seditious conspiracy, the highest level charge, and he's already made his case and this trial into a ready-made-for-TV drama. First of all, he's facing those high-level charges, accused of raising arms, raising money, and coming to Washington, D.C. with a plot and plan to block the peaceful transfer of power and attack the Capitol. Let's put all that aside. He's having 11th-hour battles now with his own lawyers. He tried today to fire his two defense attorneys, John, defense attorneys who've basically worked full-time preparing Stuart Rhodes' defense for his September 27th trial. And in the process of trying to fire his attorneys, he tried also to get a 3-month delay in his trial. For all intents and purposes, late today in Washington, that request was laughed out of court by the judge, a judge who says that Rhodes' defense lawyers have been quite competent, quite capable, that Rhodes seems to be trying to create havoc. So even though Stuart Rhodes in court late today blistered one of his two lawyers, saying communication is broken down, the relationship is broken down, he will be defended at the table at trial by those two lawyers.
So if judges are not giving much support to the January 6th riot participants, there is, in fact, later this month, a rally for those who've been arrested and charged with violently storming the Capitol. How's that being assessed by law enforcement and others?
Well, there's concern already. It's coming on the radar now that this rally, protest, demonstration, whatever it ends up being, is set for Saturday, September 24th. Near the U.S. Capitol. At least one January 6 defendant is seeking to go to it himself. And we know this because he filed a court motion asking the judge's permission to come to this rally, presumably to protest in his own defense. But here's the thing. We've seen any number of smaller protests that didn't turn out to be much, either before January 6 or after January 6. We've also seen, though, some protests actually led by members of Congress in which they call January 6 defendants political prisoners. All that being said, John, there's increasing concern about an increasing radicalization of the supporters of January 6 defendants and of the defendants themselves. In court late today, federal judge expressed concern about sending the latest defendant to be convicted and sentenced into the Washington, D.C. jail. And the judge said, John, his concern is that the January 6th wing of that jail, where all the defendants in the case are being held, is becoming radicalized, that there is some concern of a blind allegiance forming. That's the antecedent to whatever happens here in Washington, D.C., September 24th. It will be increasingly on folks' radars as the days get closer.
Scott MacFarlane breaking it down for us. Scott, thank you so much.